All right, welcome to Reality Rundown, episode 28, where we'll be recapping tonight's Eviction episode of Big Brother All-Stars. I'm your host, Connor Nelson, along with my co-host, Christian Holman. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing all right. It's always a good night on live episodes or
I don't even know if tonight's was.
live
I
episodes.
actually don't think tonight's was live
It's
because
relatively live.
yeah, I think next week's might be, but this week's I don't think was. I don't know. It's kind of up in the air.
Yeah, it doesn't make much sense how or why they switch it all the time. It's kind of annoying, but at the very minimum, it feels live, and those are nice episodes because we don't necessarily know exactly what's going to happen.
I agree. If you guys are watching this on YouTube and you like the podcast, leave a like. If you have any suggestions for us, leave it in the comments for us. We will read them. And if you subscribe with notifications on, it will notify you every time we post, so you're not behind on any of the episodes. If you want to watch us record these live, we go live at twitch.tv/realityrundown after every single episode, where we record the episode, and you can comment in the chat. And if you do subscribe there, or not subscribe but follow there, it will notify you as well when we go live, so you don't miss out. But yeah, this episode, it is an eviction episode. We have Christmas and Tyler on the block, where most likely Tyler is the target from what we've seen. I don't know if there's really anything he can do at this point to push it the other way. I know that the episode made it seem like there was some rumblings of it, but ultimately I think there was really no chance for him here.
Yeah, well, in actual, now that we know, there's definitely no chance. But I did kind of feel like there was a chance he would.
They made it seem that way, but in reality, the conversations did happen, but it ultimately always circled back to you guys are right, or you're right. Tyler's got to go.
Yeah,
and there was never a point where it was like, and I think also the problem was individually, like Nicole decided, she's like, crap, maybe Tyler does need to stay, but then Enzo and Cody were both, no, like that, we got to get Tyler out this week. Tyler's got to go. And then she's like, all right, whatever. Then Enzo would be like, well, maybe it is time, or not time, but maybe we should keep Tyler. But then Cody and Nicole at this point are like, no, like, we got to take this shot. And then Cody had his chance, or his time of like, maybe we should keep Tyler. But then the other two were like, no, we got it. So they never came, like, they were never on the same page about it, ever. But I think if they were to come, like, to the conclusion that they all wanted to keep Tyler at the same time, there was a shot for him.
Yeah, I thought there was a decent chance. I was actually kind of excited to see what would happen today, because I thought it was about a 70-30 chance of. I thought it was about that kind of. I thought it was like 70% chance Tyler leaves, 30%.
95% chance that Christmas.
Yeah, that's how I felt. I felt that way. I don't read the spoilers. I don't know what goes on in the house. So me being the dumb guy that I am, that's how I felt.
Which I guess CBS is doing their job then, because that's, I guess, what they want everybody to think is there's a chance that there's going to be a blindside or a flip, when in reality there's not going to be. So good on them, I guess.
CBS, you got me.
But yeah, so this episode, also I want to talk about, so when every live episode starts, they throw up the hashtag but first. Where is that coming from, and what is that? Do you have any idea?
Yes, Julie Chen says during
I realize but first, but like,
it's just her catchphrase. It's a catchphrase. That's it. Julie Chen has a couple catchphrases. It's expect the unexpected.
What's your catchphrase?
My catchphrase is ding dong. I don't know, but I don't really rock the catchphrase.
You can see your brain like freeze right there, of like, oh no.
Oh yeah, I was done. I've never really thought of myself that way, but I'm gonna start thinking to myself that I need to have a catchphrase. I mean, superhero-esque have a catchphrase.
Oh man, but yeah, so this episode starts with Cody and the DR talking about how Christmas and Tyler are on the block because honestly he has a final two with everybody else in the house. So for him to use the veto and pull one down, it's really not a good situation for him to be in, because no matter what, he feels like he's safe no matter who wins.
Talking about Cody?
Talking about anybody but Tyler and Christmas. With Cody, yeah, Cody. Cody thinks he's safe with anybody but them two, because he has a final two with all of them.
Probably right. And he's pretty much right on the money. I think Enzo keeps him. Memphis would probably end up gutting him. I could see. I don't think Nicole will. I think Nicole will go after Memphis and Christmas. Yeah, I think at least next week Cody is definitely safe from anybody with the exception of Christmas.
And Memphis.
Memphis could end up going after him.
Well, I don't. It's not true, but I don't think it's so much the target might not be Cody, but let's say he doesn't want to put up Christmas, he throws up Enzo, and it just kind of the way situations happen, and he just ends up going. But I think the main problem for Cody here is if Christmas does win, he's in trouble.
Yeah, absolutely in trouble.
But either way, Cody, Nicole, and Enzo, they talk after the veto ceremony, and you can tell Christmas is very happy, very just excited. She doesn't think like she's going home at this point. She thinks she's good. And everybody's starting to notice, like, why is she this happy? Why does she feel this safe? And you can tell that it's annoying that side, Enzo, Nicole, and Cody, to where they're like, maybe we should just flip it and send her home.
Yeah, which that always blows my mind a little bit. I mean, it makes sense, the fact of like people being like, oh, they must feel safe. It's like, yeah, maybe, but why is that a reason to send them home? I mean, if they're being told that they're probably good, or even maybe some people they just don't freak out, which Christmas does freak out. So
yeah, which I think that's why, because they know she does freak out, and she's.
Yeah, but literally, it was so weird because literally 5 minutes later, we get a scene where Enzo or Memphis goes upstairs and talking about how, man, she's taking this hard.
Oh,
it was literally 5 minutes later.
And yeah, she's not like it like panned to her and just laying in the bed doing nothing, but like that's a lot of what's going on. Everybody's doing that, just laying in bed doing nothing because there's nothing to do. So like,
yeah, especially when they have the outdoor or
the yard lock. Yeah.
There's nothing they can go do.
Yeah, it's tough, but Nicole does tell them that if they decide they want to flip it back to Christmas being the target, she's down for whatever. She doesn't care. She'll do whatever they want to do, which I don't 100% believe, but that's what she tells them.
Yeah, I definitely did not believe that either.
Tyler and Memphis are outside, and Tyler just straight up asked Memphis, like, dude, are you voting to evict me this week, or am I going home? And he's like, I'm going to be honest, like, yeah, I'm more than likely voting against you here. Like, you're just a beast. You're good at comps. I don't think I can beat you, so there's really no reason for me to keep you here.
Yeah, which, good on him for being honest.
Which, that's how Memphis has been all season. That's, like, his thing. Like, he's the first person to tell the person on the block that's going home, hey, I'm not voting for you. I don't think you got it here, so... But I think that's the right play, especially for Memphis, because Memphis is seen as the grumpy guy, the bad attitude guy. So I don't think this is rubbing anybody the wrong way, and I think they're taking it as like, at least he's being honest with me, where these other people are just spinning me in circles, giving me the runaround, and ultimately voting me out.
Yeah, that's honesty goes a long way, and it also can hurt you. But at that stage, it's not. I don't think that's gonna hurt you.
No,
especially about it.
Especially with Tyler too, because Tyler knows, like, he's not a dumb player. He knows what he's doing. He's been on the opposite side of this, doing this to people. So he knows if he's getting, like, told something that's not true. So if he knows he's going, he knows he's the target here. He even says, like, they're stupid if they don't vote me out here.
Yeah, it's very true.
But Tyler goes up and talks to Cody, and he tells him that Memphis did tell him that he was voting to evict him, and he was just like, I'm concerned, but you guys definitely want me here, right? And Cody's just agreeing with him, telling him what he wants to hear because he doesn't want Tyler to do anything crazy or blow up his spot.
Yeah, which, I mean, in all honesty, I can't think of anything he could say that would blow up Cody's game.
Yeah, I mean, I think everybody in the house at this point kind of knows what Cody's doing and what he's about.
Yeah, well...
Except for people... The fact that people aren't pairing Enzo and Cody as, like, inseparable is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, where you have Cody, or not Cody, but Enzo, or Nicole, who thinks Cody is probably her number one.
Yeah.
And Memphis thinks that they're really tight because of their alliance. Who else? Crispus is going to go after Cody. Enzo knows that they're super tight, so it's just like... Yeah, Cody's in a great spot.
Oh, the best spot. I mean, he's definitely the front runner to win, without question. Especially after hearing the jury tonight. Like, I think without question, Cody wins this game, no matter who he's sitting next to, if he makes it that far.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, Tyler gives the pitch of, if I go home this week and Christmas is left, you're next. Like, if Enzo doesn't win, Nicole doesn't win, you're up on the block. You're more than likely going home. If I stay, I'm with you, and it's us against Memphis in Christmas, or not Christmas, but us against Memphis. And then after that, I mean, Final Four, it's anybody's game. And this is super logical, and this is like right in the sense of like Christmas is 100% going for Cody. Like, no question. Cody and Nicole are gonna go on the block together if she wins. And at least with Tyler, like, yeah, he probably will do it, but at least there's that chance that he's not going to do it. But I don't know. It's tough. It's a tough.
Yeah, which I have to believe that Christmas is probably saying the same thing to Cody. Maybe not as like laid out as.
But the difference is they know that Christmas and Memphis are linked in at least a Final 3. They don't know there's a Final 2 there, but they know there's at least a Final 3. Whereas Tyler has no one at this point. He had Christmas, but Christmas is gone, so.
Well, I don't know if they really know for a fact that there's not some side deal with people.
Well, they do. They think that their thought process is, if Tyler stays this week and we vote Christmas out, we piss Memphis off, so therefore Memphis is more likely to, at this point, team up with Tyler and go after us. So they don't think that him and Tyler are working together at this point. They think that there's a chance if he stays and Memphis does get mad, which I think Memphis would get mad if he gets blindsided and Christmas goes home, that Tyler will have Memphis at that point, or Memphis will have Tyler, and then.
Yeah, if he gets blindsided, but I don't think they would blindside him, because that would be so stupid to go for a blindside.
But even if they told him, like, before the vote, hey, this is what's going to happen, I think he would still be mad enough to go against them at that point instead of wanting to get them to the final with him.
Well, I think.
I mean, there's a chance it doesn't happen. You're right,
if
but
Eviction's Thursday, they tell him on Wednesday, yeah, I think we're going to keep Tyler.
He's not going to be happy.
I don't think he's going to be mad about it.
He's not going to be happy.
I think he might be like, well, it's just. But all week he's been saying, yeah, I mean, I'll do whatever we want to do. I think.
Yeah, because he wants to hide the fact that he's close with. He doesn't know that Cody knows.
I don't think he's going to be mad, but I think he is going to try. I think he would have tried to scoop Tyler up because that just makes sense.
Yeah, that's what Nicole, Enzo, and Cody are saying. Like, if we do this and Tyler stays, he's more than likely going to pick Memphis up, or Memphis is going to pick him up, and then it's 2 against them. But the thing is here is, like, you're just taking a gamble on if Tyler wins or Christmas wins. So it's really
Tyler's
whoever you think's going to
win.
Yeah, so it was the right play for them, I think. But then again, you never know.
Yeah, which something we're about to get to is Enzo telling Cody everything.
Yeah,
I think Enzo needs to back off a little bit on telling Cody everything.
He's putting all his eggs in one basket.
Yeah. I mean, why not use some of Memphis' stuff to his advantage and have something over Cody? Because Cody's winning all the comps. Enzo's going to be in the exact same position he was in on his season, where he didn't win. He didn't make the finals.
He didn't win any competitions. He didn't win one competition in his original season.
And everyone he worked with did. So even had he made it to the finals with those people, he still, or with any of those people, he wouldn't have won because everyone else won comps.
Yeah.
And
I agree.
He's putting himself in that situation as well. He needs to look to take Nicole or Memphis, and he needs to be the one to evict Cody. But I don't know. He doesn't. I don't think so. Actually, I think that might hurt his game. But maybe it won't. I don't know. But he needs to at least have something else, which he does in the fact of everyone trusts him. But at the same time, maybe don't tell Cody everything, you know.
I completely agree. 100% agree. But yeah, this is when we get to Memphis. He is talking to Cody about, this is what you already said, how he is fine with either person going home, when in reality, he says right before this in the DR that he 100% wants Tyler out and he wants to keep Christmas. But he's playing it off to Cody like he doesn't care. He's good with either going home, and just playing off of what Cody says. It eventually gets to the point to where it's like, we can't like miss this shot on Tyler. Like, we might not ever get this again. And then Memphis is like, yeah, you're right. Like, we got to get Tyler out of here.
Yeah, which is
the right play.
Yeah, absolutely.
It doesn't show that they're too close, even though they already know that Memphis and Christmas have something because of Enzo. Like Enzo tells Cody about the final three, so that they know that they have something going on, and Cody knows that Memphis is straight up lying to his face.
Yeah, which is it really sucks for Memphis, the fact that Enzo is so good with everyone, and literally everyone likes Enzo. And
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it's crazy that no one has pegged that Cody and Enzo are that tight, because, like, I feel like they're inseparable. Like, they're all the time together. They're all the time talking. Like, you would think someone would be like, maybe I shouldn't give Enzo all of this information because he's more than likely running it up to Cody. But they seem to all do it.
I don't think that most people think that he's telling Cody everything because it hasn't bit him in the butt yet.
Yeah.
Because
they've been in power. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It's been so strong, and it hasn't. No one turned on each other. Of course, people weren't like directly targeting other people yet, but the reason people aren't is because people feel like Enzo is that close with them.
But the thing is with that too is if anybody in the jury is bitter, they're gonna be bitter at Enzo for like, oh, I trusted him, like I told him all this stuff, and he just ran it straight to Cody and told Cody everything. And I can see them being bitter about that. I don't know if they will be, but
they're gonna know. They're not gonna know that he told Cody everything.
I think so. I think that'll all come out.
I don't see how or when it would until the finals, if they're next to each other. Possibly,
well, like let's say Cody goes home this week, he gets into jury. I think he tells the jury like, "Yeah, I knew everything that was going on because Enzo came and told me."
Yeah, which I don't think.
I mean, there's situations that it could happen. I don't know if it's 100% going to happen, but on the off chance it does, I think it's bad for Enzo.
Maybe in a regular season. I don't feel like this season it would be too bad because the people who would be bitter about it went home, weren't working with Enzo at any point. They were friends with Enzo, but they weren't really working with him. You have Davon.
Or the people that would be, like Danny. Like, let's say Danny would be bitter because of it. She's going to vote for Cody no matter what, so it's like, who cares?
Yeah, and she's not. Danny wouldn't be bitter. Danny's a player. No, she's not going to be bitter about it.
I don't know about that one.
No, she's not. I mean, she said that she felt super betrayed by Cody.
Yeah, she's in love with Cody. She's in love with Cody.
Yeah, true love always wins.
Memphis now talks to Enzo, and he's talking about how if for next week, if they win, they've got to put up Christmas and Nicole, and Nicole's got to go. Which is completely the opposite of what Memphis tells Cody. He says that Christmas has got to go next week. So again, like everybody's trusting that Enzo's not going to say anything, when in reality, Enzo, right after this conversation with Memphis, runs straight to Cody and is like, dude, Memphis is playing both sides. He's playing both of us. He told me he wants Nicole out, and Cody's like, well, he told me he wants Christmas out. So yeah, you're right. Like something's got to change. And they're like, well, the only thing we can do at this point is clip Christmas right now. And we see where that goes.
Yeah, I'm surprised that they got rid of her. I thought Tyler was going to go.
Spoiler alert. No. But yeah, it's just, again, this is where I do see this is like the avenue of where the play is to keep Tyler, because they know for a fact that Memphis and Christmas are tight, and he's not going to get rid of Christmas. There's no way he's getting rid of Christmas. He's telling Cody that he's getting rid of Christmas because he knows Cody's tight with Nicole. That's the only reason he's saying it. So at least with Tyler, there's that chance that they can reel him in. With Christmas, you're not going to reel her in. Like, she's set in her ways. She's set with Memphis, and that's just how it is.
Yeah, which, I mean, that's pretty reasonable if you ask me.
Is that all you got? You all right?
I may have been distracted. I don't know what you said.
Yeah, I saw. Yes. It's all right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, I was a little distracted.
Okay, but so Cody is telling Enzo here that he's right, that he is playing both sides, and that Memphis wants, in his mind, the easiest path possible to get to the end. He doesn't want to have any opposition, really. So he does think that he will take the shot at Cody if he can, because Cody really is the best player in the game still. And where he's getting this from is Tyler before went up and told him, like, listen, Memphis wants you out. Like, if I go this week, Memphis is coming for you. He wants the easiest path possible. He wants to go with Nicole, with Enzo, and with Christmas because he thinks he can beat all those people, and he doesn't want to have to like fight it out at the end. And you can tell this clicks with Cody because again in this conversation he's telling Enzo this, and it's exactly what Tyler told him. So at least like things Tyler said were getting in their heads and making some moves.
Yeah, I think Tyler did the best job campaigning to keep himself that he could have. With the fact, had this been week 8,
Tyler stays.
Tyler probably stays because people are like, yeah, I want that shield.
Yeah.
Tyler's for me.
Yeah.
But with it being 6 people left,
that and the fact that he tried to flip the vote on Nicole and failed, that didn't help at all.
Well, I mean, Christmas did the same thing.
True, but
so,
definitely.
Tyler's just more of a threat. That's the issue. Tyler's such
100%.
a threat. He could win HOH next week and put you on the block. So,
yeah, I agree.
You got to get rid of him.
I agree. So now that's basically all the gameplay we get. We now get to the jury segment. I didn't think we were going to get any jury segments this year, but we did get a long one. And to be honest, I think it's because they didn't have anything to show because this one was basically like rewatching the triple.
I actually didn't hate this jury segment.
I didn't like it that much.
I like jury segments. I used to hate
I love jury segments.
But I thought this one was pretty decent. We got people to see how people feel about some things, some funny things we heard.
But they gave us, it was like a 20-minute segment, 25-minute segment of just like, but we didn't really get anything. I felt like they all got in. So we'll start. It starts with Ian is naming the turtles, and then Davon comes in and he's like, crap, how'd this happen? Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, well, Nicole flipped on me. And he's like, oh, I mean, are you mad about that? And she's like, of course I'm mad about that. He's like, but I mean, it's a good game move, I guess. And she's like, I'm a little hurt by it. Which she goes back and says that she does feel like it's personal. And when she asked her if she did flip, it wasn't a game question. It was a personal question. But like,
yeah, I mean,
ask after the game.
If Nicole is honest with you about that, and
you're going to take it as game.
You're going to use it as game as well.
Yes.
So it's like, no, shut up. That's not true.
Yeah.
So that's such a frustrating thing.
Yeah.
Trying to get game answers and call them personal. That is the most annoying thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
I 100% agree. Davon also tells Ian about the Slick Six, about her, Bailey, Tyler, Nicole,
Enzo.
Cody, and Enzo?
Cody wasn't in it.
Or is it in Enzo? You're right. Okay. And then Ian tells her about the alliance he had with Cody, Danny, and Nicole. You're right. And so in their minds, like the common denominator here is Danny, and they think that Danny is running the game at this point, which they were way off. In a sense, it's.
Well, to be fair, at that point, Danny was doing a boatload of crap.
She was but she wasn't running the game by any means. By like week 4, you could tell like it was gonna be a slow burn of like eventually like she's gonna get stabbed.
She was fizzling out because she played so hard so early.
Yeah, she tried to do too much.
Also, like the whole like the common denominator, Nicole's also in that as well. And it was weird that they didn't.
Well, I think they both know that Nicole's not doing anything. Like she's kind of just coasting. She's getting brought into these things, and she's kind of just sitting back and be like, "Perfect, I'll do this." Like whatever.
Yeah. But Nicole and Danny are literally the only two that were in both of those.
Yeah. They both think that Kevin's gonna be the next one up. They're right. Kevin comes in.
Surprise.
Kevin comes in and he tells them about the neighbor twist about Will coming and how he said that he's not only 1 step ahead, 2 steps ahead, but 3 steps ahead. And he's like, I do think it's going to be a double, so I think someone else is coming in. When he knew it was a triple. So, like, I don't know why I guess production told him not to tell them. I don't know, but he was like, I think it's going to be a double. Yeah, no duh.
Well, did Kevin know it was a triple? I don't think Kevin knew.
I think
no,
he at least knew it was a double. I don't know if he knew it was a triple, but he at least knew it.
Because David didn't even know for sure if it was a triple.
No, David 100% knew.
No, he didn't know for sure.
No, he did. It showed it on the screen.
That was an accident, but it didn't.
Yeah, so he knew.
He technically
he knew.
does not officially know.
He knew.
Could make a very, very strong assumption but he cannot say.
No, Julie told him.
Julie
Julie told him when he came out.
Did she?
Yeah, because she said now that it's been confirmed, it is a triple.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now,
So he did know. But either way, I'm sure production just told him not to say anything about it until.
Well, he kind of did say. He did say, "I think there might be someone coming behind me too."
Yeah. Okay. So fair enough. But yeah. So Kevin comes in, tells them about all that, and then in comes David, and they're like, "Oh no! Like, of course it has to be David." And he's like, "Yeah." And again, like you said, he did say that he thinks there's gonna be one more, and then out pops Danny, and they're like, "You got to be kidding me!" Like,
Yeah, and it brought
of
Davon
course.
to tears. Davon was crying over it.
Yeah, I don't even think it's because Danny was out. I think it was because she was expecting it someone else, like hoping that a bigger person would be out.
She literally got all three of the people she liked.
Yeah.
Left in the house out 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Which at the time she really did. She didn't like David anymore, but once she got back in the house or once she got evicted, she found out. Oh man.
Yeah.
I did like David.
Yeah. Danny does say that she thinks the reason that she got evicted was because that she played the game better than Nicole, and she was playing better in the game than Nicole, and that
Absolutely.
she was a much bigger target than Nicole. Which fair. I mean, Nicole has done nothing this season, but sit back and just get
sit next to Nicole in the finals right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Like Nicole is like
literally the only argument Nicole has is I was a winner in this game along with one other, and I had a huge target on my back because of that, and here I sit. Even though I did nothing. Like, that's literally her only argument.
Yeah, that's the only thing she can say. She hasn't done anything, which it's not too late, granted, but...
I think the only way Nicole wins is if she cuts Cody. If she gets Cody out, I think she has a legitimate advantage. But if she does anything else...
Two comps. She has to win 3 comps. She has to win 2 HOHs and a veto.
Yeah.
And one of the HOHs can be the final HOH.
Yeah, I agree. And then she has a legitimate chance. But right now, it's not looking good for Nicole.
Yeah.
Either way, they say they're not going to talk about anything until the next day. Also, like, are they promoting alcoholism? Like, they're, like, jamming it down the throats of everyone. Like, we got to get a drink. Let's get a drink. Like, I need another drink. Let's get 3 more drinks.
Definitely Davon just being... I think she was just so excited to be out of that house and have... I think she was actually super excited to have her friends.
Yeah. And I do think with this season, with them getting paid, however much getting paid, upwards of $50,000, $60,000 each, which on a normal season, like, you get $8,000, $10,000 maybe. And that's if you make it long. But I think everybody got just the set amount plus whatever they get on top of things and their stipend. So I think knowing that and knowing she's coming away with that much money no matter what, she's just like, this is all gravy at this point. I'm here. This is vacation.
You know, I wish that they had more alcohol in the house because we would get crazy things that happened like in the challenge.
Yeah.
The challenge, they have fights at the bar all the time. It's hilarious.
I've never watched the challenge, so I don't know. But
yeah, you got to start. But it's super good. And
it would bring more excitement, 100%.
And then they're all drinking and just hanging out together. And there's fights that break out and people crying and hookups. It's great. It's so funny.
But yeah, I agree. There should be more. But I think with the liability, I don't think they can do it.
I mean, other shows do it.
But it's not like there's no live feeds. There's no.
And they could cut them. They cut them all the time.
Yeah, I mean, fair. But then you don't get the. I don't know. I mean, I get where they're coming from, but I do wish they did get it. It would make it way more entertaining. Either way, they sit down the next day, all of them in the jury, and they play back from Kevin's eviction on to Danny's eviction, and it shows the veto where David takes the $10,000 first round when he's on the block, and Davon looks at him like, are you serious right now? Like, did you actually do this? And Ian's like, I think it was the right move.
Which it definitely was not the right move if he could have won that comp.
And like Danny said,
could have won that round.
Yeah, because like Danny said, if David or Kevin win that, the whole season's changed. Which it really is. Like, Christmas goes home, and then who knows what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So you can tell they're visibly like really annoyed that David did that, except for Ian. Ian's like, I mean, you knew you were on the ropes. It's probably a good call. I don't really know what there is to talk about other than just like they showed literally the entire triple eviction at this point, and
I mean, just skip the jury or that, and let's go to nominations.
I mean, basically all we get is Danny does say that she is feels betrayed by Cody, but will vote for Cody in the end. She wants Cody to win. Kevin thinks Tyler's playing the best game at this point. And really, that's all we get, to be honest, from the jury. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about that you saw or heard?
No. The only thing is, Danny said she's not going to be a bitter juror. Kevin likes Tyler, and that's it.
Okay. Well, so yeah, we get to the eviction. We have Christmas's speech was first, and really it wasn't much. It was just like, I love being here. I want to play. Just the standard. Tyler he talked about how many days he's been there and how the first part was better because of Angela. That's basically all he talks about.
First 91.
And then he says, it's not good for your guys' game if you vote me out. And that was it. So, and where this came from is he's been saying for the past couple days that today he had a plan going into today and that he was going to try to pull something and see what happens. And the feeds were off, so we didn't see it. But apparently he went through, and it almost worked, I think, because when Enzo goes in to vote, he votes Tyler. He comes out. Nicole comes in, and Nicole looks at him like, what?
And they're talking.
Yeah, they're talking like, and I think this is Nicole being like, what are we doing? Like, who did you vote? Making sure. So I think what Tyler did today actually almost worked for him, but I think it was just not enough time and too little too late.
Yeah.
So either way, Nicole votes Tyler, Memphis votes Tyler. Tyler gets evicted 3-0. And when he does get evicted, he stands up, he's talking to everybody, he's smiling, he gives everybody a hug, and he's just like, I had to try it. And so again, it was he did something today. Hopefully they'll show it. Who knows if they will? But I think this just shows like how good of a guy Tyler is, and that he is like a genuine person. Because like we saw the last 3 or 4 people go out, it was they stand up, they go to the door, they're mad, they give a couple people hugs, and they're gone.
The last 3 people didn't hug anyone, I don't think.
Yeah, so it's like it just shows like who he is as a person. I think.
Yeah, I think Tyler's a great guy. I like Tyler a lot.
And go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just gonna talk because you were drinking.
Yeah. But yeah, he leaves, and when we get back from commercial break, he talks to Julie, and Julie's like, I really thought this was your year. I thought you were gonna do it. I'm sure a lot of people, other people did. So I guess Julie's preseason pick was Tyler.
Yeah, Julie really likes Tyler, if I remember correctly from the season he was on there. But yeah, how could you not expect Tyler to? I think the vast majority of people thought Tyler would have been this season because he's such a good player.
And what sucks is like I think he let like his mind and like I don't know. It sucks the way it went because I think if he was fully there and fully wanted to be there, because again he denied them the first time they called. He didn't want to do it. He told them no. They call again, and he's like, okay, I'll do it. So I don't think he was fully like invested into it to where like he 100% wanted to be there. And it's not like he needs. I mean, I'm sure he could use $500,000, but it's not like he's like scraping by. So I think it's one of those things. It's just like he would have rather been home.
Yeah, he week 6, whenever he had his Baylor Devon moment, was that's really what did it in for him because he rubbed people the wrong way. He rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, and people kind of said this guy's not playing anymore. Yeah, people could work with him.
I agree. Julie asked him if it was the right move for them to evict him, and he's like, "Yeah, I think it was the right move. Like, I was 100% gonna go after Cody in Memphis. I didn't tell them that, but I mean, I was gonna do it. So again, like going back to it, it was a good move for them to get rid of Tyler because he was gonna go and make those moves. And again, it sucks because it would have been so fun to watch.
Yeah, and something that Tyler says is he says that he thinks that Cody and Nicole, which is I think maybe it's before the goodbye messages, but he's like Cody's number 1. When in actuality it's
Enzo.
Really not. Which Cody does say in his goodbye message that he's working with both of them.
But to be fair, I do think if it comes down to it and it's Enzo, Cody, Nicole in the final 3, he does take Nicole just because last time he took someone that was way better than him and lost. I think if he takes Nicole at that point, it's a for sure win.
I don't think he will. I don't think he'll do Enzo dirty.
I do because I think he's already done the route of I'm loyal. I took my guy through and through with Derek. I think this year he's like, you know what? I'm going for the win. I mean, who
think
knows? We'll
he'll
see.
stay
But
loyal again. I really do.
I don't. I think he 100% wants to win this season, and I think the best chance, especially if Nicole continues the route she's going, is a for sure win for anybody. But yeah, we get goodbye messages. Enzo, he just blames the house. He takes no accountability, which is the wrong play here. Just be like, yeah, man, sorry, like, you were a threat. I didn't think it was right. Don't be like, sorry, couldn't get the votes. Like, he knows. Like, I don't know. I didn't like that play. Any thoughts there?
I honestly didn't realize that that's what he said. I thought he said that he loved him as a guy. And
Well,
that's
no,
literally
yeah,
all I heard him say.
he did, but
That's literally all I heard him say. I didn't hear the whole thing, I guess.
yeah, no. He just said that
But yeah,
it's what the house wanted.
Yeah, he could be honest, which he's done that in every single one. Which I would say this comes from the way he played his season. If he's been a fan of the show, I don't think he has been probably the entire time. But that's just not how it is anymore.
Yeah.
People tend to come out during their eviction speech or their goodbye messages.
Yeah. Nicole basically just says he's a great game player, that they never really talked in the game, so there really wasn't an avenue for her to keep him. Memphis, he was like, 99% of the stuff I told you in this game was true. The 1% was not. That I have a final three with Christmas, Enzo, and myself, and another final three with Cody, Enzo, and himself. And ultimately, that's why he had to cut him. Cody tells about all of his final twos. And then Christmas, I don't even know what she said. Like, useless.
I think she said goodbye.
Yeah,
literally.
Pretty much. I literally wrote blah because what was it? Who knows? And then as soon as like the interview is ending, Julie, the last thing she says to him was, "In your last season, you lost by 1 vote," and it cuts away. It's like, why are you stabbing him when he's down? Like, what was that about? Yeah, like, are you kidding me? Your last season, you lost by 1 vote in the jury.
Ha 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 ha.
Like, thanks, Julie. Appreciate that one. Oh man.
Man.
So yeah, I mean, any thoughts on Tyler? I mean, it sucks because I think he is a great game player. He's one of the best in the recent era. I think he 100% should have won his season. It's a lot like Paul. He should have won. Paul rubbed people the wrong way. Tyler's the opposite. Tyler's super nice, doesn't rub people the wrong way, and it's unfortunate he didn't win. And I think this season, if he went in fully like wanting to play the game and wanting to be there, I think it would have been different. And it does suck that it wasn't that way.
I mean, it sucks for him. Maybe for you, you probably gambled on him. I didn't bet on him, so.
I mean, I didn't like gamble on him, but out of everybody there, I wanted Tyler to win.
Yeah, I mean, my heart's not broken. I'm not gonna lose any sleep over this. My
neither.
heart and mind is clear. I'll tell you that for free.
But yeah, so we get to the HOH. It's not live, or we don't see the winner. It's Stashing Pumpkins, maybe? Stashing Pumpkins is what it's called. It's a teeter-totter with a basket on the end, and there's a basket full of different sized balls, which are painted like pumpkins, and they have to take the pumpkins one by one down the teeter-totter, put it in the basket, and walk back across. And if you fall off the teeter-totter or one of the balls fall off, you have to completely reset and restart from the beginning. And it shows us a little bit here. I think Nicole's falls off the first time, but then it cuts to commercial, comes back, or cuts to Julie, cuts back, and it looked like Nicole may have been in the lead, but this one really could go anyway. Except there was one person, I don't know who it was, but you heard one person like heavy breathing like they were about to die. And it was like 2 minutes in.
I didn't hear that. Yeah, I was walking out of the room whenever, on the last segment of it. But this is one of those comps where you can get to the very end and then have to
one
restart
fall
completely.
Yeah.
Which, the last season they had this comp, or the season before that, somebody won it and they didn't drop a single pumpkin. They went all the way through. I can't remember who. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that's how it happened. Where they literally they were done in like 10 minutes.
On season 16, Cody's season, they had something like this, didn't they? Where they had to walk across a rope, like not a rope, but like a thing.
They've had this a bunch in the
and I'm pretty sure Cody wins it, but they go back and Cody didn't win. Like, they all get into the room, everybody thinks Cody won. They look back and Cody actually slipped and touched, and he actually got disqualified, and then someone else won.
Yeah, I don't remember that, but
I think Hayden ended up winning because of that happening. But Don't quote me on that.
I don't remember that.
I don't know. Either way, I think this could go any which way. There's really no telling. I 100% want Christmas to win this one because I think that will bring the most excitement. That will bring the most like panic in the house. If anybody else win, I think it's just going to be another just week of we really know what's going on. Boring, not much happening.
Yeah, which in all honesty, I think we're going to know what happens for the most part, no matter who wins. But
at least we would see some like panic in. Let's say Christmas wins, puts up Cody and Nicole. We would see some panic.
Which we're going to see panic no matter what, but we're going to get to see new panic, and that's what's exciting.
Yeah,
we're going to potentially get to see Cody freak out, Enzo freak out, Memphis freak out. That's three people who haven't freaked out all season, so yeah, it's exciting.
I agree. So yeah, we will be back on Monday night after the episode. It's not on Sunday; it's on Monday. And we will see who wins the HOH. We will see who the nominations are. Then we got Wednesday, the Power of Veto. And then Thursday, the live vote and eviction, where we will see who is in the Final Four and really start wrapping up the season. I mean, at this point, it's like, it's basically done.
Basically.
We got, what, 2.5 weeks?
Yeah, Julie said
2
weeks,
and,
but
I think it's
I'm
like
sure
2 full weeks and then maybe like an episode or 2.
Yeah.
I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it's getting close. And then, yeah, I don't know. Other than that, you have anything else from tonight that you want to talk about or anything going forward?
As my catchphrase goes, my heart and mind is clear.
All right, if you guys are watching on YouTube and you like the podcast, leave a like for us. If you have any suggestions for us, leave it in the comments. And if you subscribe with notifications on, you will get notified when we post so you're not behind on anything. And if you would like to watch us record these live, we go live at twitch.tv/realityrundown after every single episode. Drop a follow there and it will notify you when we go live, just like YouTube does. And you will not be behind on anything and you will get there as soon as we start. Other than that, we appreciate you guys for listening and we will be back Monday night right after the episode.